What's good? What is good, everyone? Let's see who's in here. Let's see who's in here. Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Lowery, and this is the first time that I've done a live stream show, man. It's been a long time in the making, and you know what? I thought, you know what? Let me just jump in and do it. So like, there's no like major agenda with it, but it's just to come and chill and yeah, just talk about movies and TV shows, news, and all that good stuff, man. So thank you very much for everyone being here. How's everyone doing, man? How's everyone doing? I'm just trying to get some things up and running now, so pardon me if I'm trying to delay it a little bit. All right, cool. I'm cool. All right, cool. So in today's show, as you probably guessed by the title, we've got the Super Bowl right around the corner on Sunday, and there's some big boy trailers that are expected to be dropping. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be discussing that and yeah, giving my opinions on them. There's some Michael Jackson biopic news that dropped recently. If you didn't know, there's a Michael Jackson biopic film which is coming out, I think, next year, but we'll dive into that. Moana 2, that news just dropped today actually, so we're going to go through that and a few more things. So, but before we get started, I don't know if everyone has caught, you must have caught, but the Apple Vision Pro, like this thing here cost $3,500 starting from that. And it's basically like a VR headset that you can just immerse yourself in practically anything. And you know what? You know, if I was to buy one of these things, you know what I would be doing? You know, I'd be watching tons of movies, tons of TV shows. And this person here has the sickest setup. So I thought I'd just share this with you guys quickly. It's a quick thing, nothing too long. So basically, like, you can log into your streaming platforms and basically watch this stuff just in like any room or on a flight, a train journey. And I think this is so sick, man. Look at this. Would you guys be spending $3,500 though on a headset? This is nuts. I think for me, it goes up to like plus $4,000 because of the lenses. You've got to get lenses if you wear glasses, or if, yeah. You need a pair. I would. What are you saying, Jamie? What's good? What are you saying, Star Center? So these, by the way, there's a slight delay on chat, so I don't see things until a little bit after. So yeah, excuse me if I'm a bit late with the comments. Absolutely not. What, you don't want to spend $3,500 on a headset? I need this headset, man. I need this headset. All right, cool. So let's start off with one of the main topics. We're gonna get into this Monique interview. Now, I don't know if you guys caught Club Shay Shay, probably a thing like last month. He had Cat Williams on there, and he broke the internet. I want to say like it's plus like 40, I think like 40 million. It got like 30 million views in like a couple days. And sorry, I'm just getting people messages saying I'm not paying $3,000 for a headset. But yeah, it got like 40 million views in like 5 days. It broke the internet, and yeah, like Club Shay Shay just been going in with content. And this particular video, it piqued my interest because it's talking about Kevin Hart. Cat Williams spoke on Kevin Hart in the last interview, and he was talking about, you know, gatekeepers in the industry. And yeah, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the stuff that happened with the Color Purple movie with Taraji and Oprah, and Tyler Perry new rumors and stuff like that. So I'm gonna play, hopefully the audio comes through, but I'm gonna play a little snippet of this interview talking about Kevin Hart. And you guys, let me know what you think. Like, do you think that guys like Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, Oprah are they like the gatekeepers in the movie and entertainment industry? All right, cool.
Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself.
Guys can hear it.
When he first comes on, he says, "You're like my mother. You're like my aunt. You're like my sister." Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, "I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler." I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, "Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do." Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, "Here you go." We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, "Brother, we appreciate you," with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, "I got you," I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said,
You know, you got to start off with like saying he helped us out. Like he was there at the start. Like, you know it's going to get peak.
"I'll executive produce. I'll partner with you." I said, "Good shit, Kevin," because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. "Mo, whatever it is, I got you." Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world.
Well, you're saying that all the people that are coming onto Club Shay Shay, they're disgruntled workers. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like the stuff that they're talking about, it doesn't seem like they're lying or, you know, like they're trying to get somewhere. I think they're just telling the truth, you know, because Hollywood's
right. And was then
different beast.
We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive produce. They was like, "Oh, this is incredible," because when
also,
you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
It helps promote,
2 weeks
push
go
this
by.
video to more people.
We get
So,
a call from
like
Endemol.
Share it.
Endemol says, "We just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky." And Dave Becky said, "Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique."
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, "Hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol," and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, "You don't want anything to do with me." He said, "Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now." I said, "Wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up?
Sure.
Getting in between our relationship after something you said?" He said, "Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication." That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again.
2 years.
So,
by the way, this is the first time I'm watching this clip. I've seen it on Twitter and stuff, but I was saving it for today to watch it with you guys. But raw, 2 years. That's a bit crazy. Even look at look at Shannon's look at his response. You just gotta, because you know, like, that is peak. 2 years.
that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her and she had recorded it? That's you on.
Tyler Perry. Do you guys think Tyler Perry's got a darkness to him? Because recently it has, like, you know, his name has been thrown around on the internet for some dark things. Do you think he's like the boss level, or do you reckon like Oprah's boss, and then you got Tyler Perry just underneath him, just like gatekeeping everything?
Tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you owe an apology for?
I can't say on this stream.
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with.
Do you guys like Tyler Perry movies? Like, I'm not really the biggest fan of Tyler Perry movies. I'm trying to think of the ones like, I don't know. Yeah. Let me know. Are you guys into Tyler Perry movies? I think this guy's a billionaire, you know. He's got his own film lot. Like all the Marvel productions, they shoot his stuff on there. Like he's done bits, like, but his movies for me, they don't really move the needle for me.
You see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability, because, it's the great Tyler Perry. No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No. When we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, these are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I want to be that. Yes. I want to be like.
You guys heard what Cat Williams said about Steve Harvey in the in the last episode. It's peak, man. Like, these are like the GOATs, and they're just blackballing. Like, if you don't get on with these guys, that's it. That's your career done. Like, it might be a bit difficult for Taraji to get some big roles going forward, because Oprah can make that call and just be like, yeah, guys. No, they're all Tyler Perry films for me, I respect what he's done. Like, he's stuck to his crowd and he makes movies for his people that watch his films, and he doesn't deviate from that. So I respect that. But yeah, they are average in my opinion. Not the biggest fan. Yeah, Star Center, I agree. It's all about power and control. Definitely. I agree with that. Right, there's a couple minutes left of this, and then we're going to get on to the main subject.
So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars. But my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine. But their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people. So everybody that Kat sat right here and told you about, I can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
They ain't coming on now, Mo.
Invite them.
I have.
They're not going to do it.
Well,
there's no way those guys are coming on to the show. not after what Cat Williams said, and not after what Monique's saying. I think this is just a snippet from the interview, but the actual interview itself. Let's have a look. The full interview is nearly 3 hours long, so you got some juicy information in there. But yeah, you guys can find it on Club Shay Shay on YouTube. But that's interesting, man. Sad to... Yeah, man, it's just sad that there's gatekeepers, man. I think his films are boring and predictable. He's an industry plant. How come... What makes you think that he's an industry plant? You don't think he's worked his way up to the position that he's in? All these gatekeepers are ruining TV and cinema. Yeah, I mean, you've definitely seen a shift in the industry with certain people, controlling a lot of the media from what we see. And you could be right with that statement. There's still some gems that come out, though. Like, there's still some bangers that come out, and, there's people allowed to have creative control of what they do. But yeah, I would agree. I'd say a lot of the stuff that you see in Hollywood, even in the cinema, I agree with that statement. Can't lie. No, when they want you, they'll create a story for you to tell the world. Sorry, my chat's just been a bit slow. All right, cool. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next thing. Now, before we get into the main topics, I want to talk about this film and Chris Rock. Now, Chris Rock's another one. Obviously, he had the slap with Will Smith. Is that what, 2 years ago? And ever since then, you've just heard that slap joke 100 times. Will Smith had to come out and do a statement and, all of those things. And I don't think either of them have recovered fully from that. Even like Chris Rock did the whole Kevin Hart Netflix thing, which it wasn't great. I was expecting it to be better than it was, but yeah, Chris Rock has been getting into his he's been getting into his directing bag recently. And if you guys haven't watched this film, the film that they're saying that he's remaking, is called Another Round, and it's a Danish film, and it's a fantastic movie. And it's all about 4 high school teachers who embark on an experiment to maintain a constant level of intoxication throughout the workday. And it's basically them, they see this science study that says if you keep at a certain percentage of intoxication, you actually perform better. And it's just a brilliant movie. I think it's on Netflix, so I'd recommend watching it. But to the point in terms of like where Hollywood is now, it's been remade by Chris Rock, and I don't think this film needs a remake, in my opinion. The film is brilliant as it is, and there's subtitles because it is a Danish film. But I don't know, I'm starting to sway away from things that are being made into the American form just because, sometimes I feel that you should let things be what they are. And yeah, man, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about American remakes of movies? The director said he'll slap if the film's crap. Chris Rock is getting slapped again. I mean, I'm trying to get some more news on here, but there isn't that much on it. It's just this. But yeah, look, I don't think this should be remade. I'm just sharing this with you guys. please watch the film Another Round. It's a great movie, and yeah, we'll just keep it as that. All right, moving on to some more big boy news. Denzel Washington and Spike Lee are reuniting with A24 for a thriller called High and Low. Now, we've got two GOATs collaborating again. This is the first time that they collaborated. I can't remember since... What film was it? Not A Man Apart. It should say it here, actually. What was the film again? Is it Inside Man? That was it, yeah. Inside Man. So I think this is the first time since 2006 that these two are collaborating. And A24, they are a brilliant production house. Like, they are the only ones I would say in Hollywood that are taking a risk when it comes to film. And they've had some absolute heavy hitters. Hereditary, The Lighthouse, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then they've had some ones that I've not been a big fan of. But at least like with A24, you know they're going to try and push the boundaries when it comes to filmmaking and film telling. And I'm just excited for this. Denzel Washington, he's a GOAT. Spike Lee, he's a GOAT. It's on Apple. And guys, I don't get paid by Apple to promote them, by the way. Like, I'm just a fan of Apple TV. Most of their dramas are brilliant. But yeah, so this is a recipe for a smash hit. So in this article, it says Apple Original Films and A24 are partnering on High and Low, which reunites longtime collaborators Spike Lee and Denzel Washington, with Washington starring and lead directing. A24 will release the film theatrically before its global launch on Apple TV. So basically, if you guys don't know, Apple TV Plus Apple have their own streaming platform called Apple TV Plus, and recently they have been investing heavily into theatrical movies. They had Killers of the Flower Moon that was premiered at the festivals last year. Amazing film. And then recently they've had Argylle, which I really liked, but critics around the world hated. But and that's with Apple TV Plus. They had the Macbeth film, which Denzel starred as well. So yeah, Apple are buying some heavy hitting titles, and I think part of the deal is to release them in cinemas first and then bring it to the streaming platform. So it's a win-win, because if you're someone that likes going to the cinema, Apple are backing some, big boy titles. And if you're someone that doesn't like going to the cinema, you've got an Apple TV Plus streaming platform in which you're guaranteed to have some quality content on there. Do you guys like going to the cinema, or are you streamers? Let me know. Argylle, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. So you watched Argylle? You watched it in the cinema, what, yesterday, today? Cinema for block. I still prefer watching films, and so I agree. I think nothing beats the cinema experience. It's just a different feeling. Got to go to the cinema with Professor X seats. Odeon Lux. Again, this isn't another plug. You know what? I got to reach out to these guys and get them on the stream and start sponsoring me, because it just keeps rolling off the tongue. But yeah, Odeon Lux, if you guys ever have an opportunity to watch a film there, please watch. It's like the best experience ever. As Star said in the comments, it's like a lean back, like you lean back all the way back. I think they bring food to your table like the Everyman Cinema, and it's just a pleasant experience. Argylle in the cinema. Yeah, man, like I think Argylle is such a fun film. A lot of critics didn't like it. I saw reviews for like 2.5 out of 5 stars and 3-star reviews. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. If you haven't watched my review, it's on my channel now. But yeah, it's a fun film that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a wild movie, so I like it, but I can understand why people wouldn't. But but yeah, back to the Spike Lee film. The film is an English language reinterpretation of Akira Kurosawa's 1963 crime thriller. While it's unknown how similar the high and low plot will be, Kurosawa's movie follows an executive at Yokohama Shoe Company who becomes a victim of extortion. Oh. Turn it off. Extortion when his chauffeur's son is kidnapped by mistake and held for ransom. A little bit of a Man on Fire there with the kidnapping and Denzel having to go and collect the kid. Not mad at that. Developed and produced by A24, Escape Artists and Mandalay Pictures, and written by Alan Fox and Lee. The new thriller starts production in March. High and Low will be produced by Todd Black for Escape Artists and Jason Michael Berman for... By the way, guys, I'm reading this on like a small screen. I need to get my monitor sorted. So yeah, the text is a bit small. Lee will serve as an executive producer through his 40 Acres of Mule Filmworks. The project marks the 5th time the two Oscar winners have worked together. Obviously, I mentioned the most recent one was Inside Man, but Malcolm X, he Got Game, and Mo Better Blues. According to sources, they started showing interest in working together last spring, but the idea was tabled. Yo, I'm there day one. Denzel's one of the greatest actors ever, and Spike Lee is a fantastic director. Malcolm X, brilliant movie. He Got Game, wicked film. Mo Better Blues, though, I think I've only watched that like twice, and I remember, if like, I can't play it on YouTube because it will get blocked, but I think it's like the first 10 minutes of the movie is just a madness, and that stuck with me with that film. But the other film's brilliant. Do you guys have any favorite Spike Lee movies, favorite Denzel movies? Equalizer. You know what? You guys are gonna laugh. I haven't watched the last Equalizer film. I was on holiday when it came out, and I've never managed to watch Equalizer 3. But the Equalizer films are good. That time thing that he does when he stops his watch. What would you say the best Equalizer film was? Because I think it's done now, isn't it? The trilogy's done. And it's quite surprising because Denzel, I think years ago, he said he never does sequels. Obviously now he's done a trilogy, and that paycheck must have been hefty. To be honest, I only remember the last one. Okay. All right. But yeah, guys, new Spike Lee and Denzel movie coming out next year. Of course, I'm going to be reviewing that when it comes out. Hopefully, I get an interview with one of them. Fingers crossed. You never know. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be tracking this movie and discussing this more on the show when more news becomes available. All right, let's get to the next topic of tonight's show. And we're going to be talking about A Quiet Place Day 1. A Quiet Place is one of my favorite franchises. It was A Quiet Place 1. Fun fact, guys. This movie is... A Quiet Place 1 was the first movie that I watched being a reviewer. Like, I was invited to Paramount to watch that film. And I remember they've got this... Denzel going to be in Gladiator 2. Yeah, I can't wait for Gladiator 2. Even though at first I was like, why are you doing a sequel to Gladiator? But that cast is looking crazy. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be a good film. But yeah, Quiet Place. I remember the screening that I went to. They had like this special cinema room. It's crazy how long ago. I'm telling you, that screening was like, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 years ago, which is crazy. But yeah, the screening room was like small and intimate. You probably had about 20 to 30 people, and they gave us popcorn. And I don't know if you guys have watched A Quiet Place. 95% of the film is silence, and sorry. And I remember there's a part in the film where she has to, I think she has to walk down the stairs and avoid a nail or something. I just remember hesitating to open the popcorn for the whole film because it was too loud and the film is practically silenced. And I just said, you know what, I have to eat this popcorn. And I just remember just opening it and just breaking that silence and feeling bad. But I don't know why they gave us packet popcorn. Like, they should have just given us like popcorn already in the bag so we didn't have to make too much noise. But anyway, A Quiet Place is one of my favorite franchises. Both films are amazing, and this third movie is a prequel. So noisy. Yeah, so this film is a prequel. It's going to be directed by Michael Sarnowski, so not John Krasinski, who directed the first movie. Yeah, he directed the first movie and the second movie, but he has written this prequel. It's starring Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff. We have Djimon Hounsou returning as the man on the island. He is in the second film, I believe, off the top of my head. And that is all we know about the cast. And basically, this film is set to show us day one, as it says in the title, of the events of what happened. This is the first spin-off in the A Quiet Place Now trilogy. And yeah, I'm excited because, you know, I want to know what happened on day one, because we enter into the series with the monsters already there. And I think finding out how they got there, why they're there, will just, I think, make the whole series complete. There's rumors that they will do a third movie, and I think they will, because this film, it generates a lot of money and it would make sense to complete the trilogy. But I'm happy that they're doing a prequel and, you know, putting in different actors in there to try and break out and beef out the film series. So let's see what they're saying in this article. So unfortunately, I can't play trailers on YouTube, else my stream will get taken down for copyright. But I'm going to look into that because, yeah, on this show, I wanted to watch trailers with you guys and break it down and be excited and all that stuff. But unfortunately, the powers that be. So, yeah, Day One is the third film in the blockbuster franchise. A Quiet Place launched in 2018. So that's when I first started properly like reviewing films. 2018. That is crazy. That is crazy. Pop culture sensation, directed and starring John Krasinski. The film first grossed 340 million. That's a box office success. Recognized with nominations at the Academy Awards and Golden Globes. Not much has been known about the plot for Day One, but it is based on an original idea from Krasinski. The film is written and directed by Pig filmmaker Michael Sarnowski. Pig is that film that had Nicolas Cage in it, I think it was. And I've not watched that movie, but apparently it's a good film. That's all I know. Apparently, and that Pig film is a truffle hunter who lives alone in Oregon and must return to his past in Portland in search of a beloved foraging pig after she is kidnapped. All right. So, yeah, it's got that director on this. Talks about the trailer breaking down. I thought these trailers were going to come next week, but I think with how much Super Bowl charges for like 30 seconds of screen time, yeah, these lot can just get their trailers out before the Super Bowl and save a lot more money. I want to say like 30 seconds of Super Bowl footage or like a trailer footage is in the millions, like 5 million, which is nuts. So it makes sense that these guys are dropping their trailers before. What they normally do is drop the teaser trailer and then they'll do like a 20-second snippet for the Super Bowl, and then you'll get like the full trailer afterwards. But yeah, there was quite a few trailers that dropped this week. Yeah, and all they say here is that the story takes us back to where it all began. And that's all that it has here. Are you guys fans of the A Quiet Place movies? Are you going to watch this one in the cinema if you're a fan of the A Quiet Place? Do you think they should have done a prequel, or do you think they should have just let it be with the first two, or do a third one? Big fan of Lupita. Excited to see what she'll bring. Yeah, Lupita, an amazing actress. I'm a big fan as well. I think she'll definitely add a different dimension and edge to the movie as well. Don't watch horror films. Rah, you don't watch horror films. Why don't you watch horror films? Yes, we'll definitely watch it. First film was refreshing. I agree. Hope they don't ruin it with this one, though. I'm in the same boat as you as well, because, yeah, I think when it comes to when it comes to movies that are really good, and you start seeing the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, like Fast and Furious. Not saying Fast and Furious were like critically acclaimed movies, but now you've got these guys going into space and doing nonsense, and it's just a cash grab. And A Quiet Place was like a film, but in the horror genre, which I felt they blended both of them really well. So I agree with you. I hope they don't ruin it and turn this into like a cash cow franchise just because of the name it holds. I hope they keep the same quality in this one. Can't watch Quiet Place in the movies. Can't. What do you mean by that? Can't watch The Quiet Place in the movies? Don't want them to drag the storyline. Chicken. You know what? I respect the honesty. Horror movies are not for everyone. I think I'm desensitized to horror films because I've watched so many and nothing really phases me anymore, which is mad to say, but yeah. All right, cool. Moving on to the next one. We have Moana 2. Your spirit is shattered. Yeah, so Moana 2. This came out the blue. The first Moana is a brilliant film. It's a Disney animated film. If you guys haven't heard of Moana, it's got a very famous song that The Rock sings. I was surprised that actually The Rock could sing like that. And the song's called You're Welcome. It's like, you're welcome. And yeah, I thought, as Disney normally does, they just stick to it being like a one and done, and then they bring out more original titles. But as the cinema industry has shifted, especially for animation, I definitely feel there's been a decline with animation in the cinema. I think when it comes to streaming platforms, they've done very well. But yeah, back in the day, you had the Toy Stories, Bugs Life, Lion King animation, Aladdin, all of these, Hercules, all of these were in the cinemas, and now they're just, Disney, they dashed a lot of their animation straight to Disney Plus, and I felt they kind of disrespected those titles. So yeah, animation is in a bit of a sticky place when it comes to the cinema releases, and this makes sense because Disney Plus isn't working the way Disney Plus isn't working the way that Disney wanted it to, and people just aren't going to the cinemas as much. So these guys are just sticking to titles that people know, hence why we get a Moana 2 and not an original IP. So Moana 2 will stick to being an animation. Not too sure if The Rock is going to reappear in the movie, but I'm pretty sure he will. And I forgot to mention as well, there is also a live action Moana in which Dwayne Johnson is reprising his role as Maui. So with this film, Moana 2, if he comes back, like it says in the title, that live action movie is going to have to shift because that doesn't come out until 2025. But if they're going to be doing this movie, there's no way he's going to be able to film two massive titles of the same film in 1 year. It's just not going to make sense. But yeah, one mega big piece of information that Disney CEO Bob Iger forgot to mention in his announcement of Moana 2 is whether Dwayne Johnson was coming back to reprise his iconic role as the demigod Maui. Deadline has learned that the action star is in fact in talks and is looking good. And as Maui says, "You're welcome." That's the song that was in the film. The jury's still out whether, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that name because I don't want to disrespect, but the actor that played Moana in the film, whether they will come back. We hear the actress is in talks, but they aren't as close as Dwayne Johnson. Cravallo already said in May on social that she won't be reprising Moana in the live action version of the movie. That's a bit sad, because, you make such a great kids film that, a lot of people love, and they decide to do a live action film, and then they just dash you to the side because you may not fit what they want. But you were still the voice of Moana. They could make it work somehow. Not unless the actress kind of doesn't look like Moana, but I've not seen a picture of them before. Just trying to read through this to see if there's any more. Oh, okay, so this Moana 2 was supposed to be a Disney Plus series they had in development, but they've now decided to turn it into a theatrical sequel. And it's supposed to be coming out November 27th, I'm assuming this year. That's crazy. Disney are like, I love Disney content, though, don't get it twisted, but they grind their workers, man. How are they going to do 2 Moana films in the space of 9 months? Yeah, 9 months. They got to film the live action, which I don't think is going to happen, and then they got to animate the sequel that was supposed to be a Disney Plus series. But that's mad. That is mad. Oh, I'm missing it. The cinema. Oh, about The Quiet Place. The cinema is silent. Yeah. You can't eat nachos when watching The Quiet Place. Definitely not. Disney own everything. Gatekeepers. Yeah, I agree. I think Dwayne will do it. Yeah, he has come out and said his kids love the movie, and he's not going to turn down that paycheck either. Yeah, Disney do own everything. I think they just bought a part of Fortnite for like 1.3 billion or something like that, which is nuts. But like, Fortnite already has a lot of Marvel content on there, but they now own Marvel, Star Wars, all the Disney animations. They've got Hulu, I think Stars, not the Stars that is on that Power shows on, but I think a different Stars. And now they've got a part of Fortnite, which that player base is insane. They're just monopolizing everything, man. Wow. I don't know how that was allowed to go through, but props to those business guys, man. But yeah, guys, Moana 2, not much apart from just talking about the live action one, which is definitely going to shift dates from next year. They also paid... Man, Taylor Swift is absolutely killing it. I did not know how far her reach was until the whole NFL situation. And then she had her movie that released last year, which between Barbie and the Taylor Swift film added so much to the economy, I think, in America, which is nuts. And then obviously now she just won, was it 3 or 4 Grammys over the weekend just gone. And now Disney are paying $75 million for her Eras tour, which I'm assuming is the most recent tour that she did. $75 million on top of the money she made from her tour. Like, this is probably just like pocket change. This is like she pulls out her purse and 75 mil just drops out of her back pocket. Disney are trying to own everything, man. She shouldn't have won Best Album. I mean, there's been a lot of discourse online about the Grammys and, you know, who wins what, how they win it. There's definitely a lot of back pocket work going on. You know, who's willing to pay the most to give the campaign run, similar to the Oscars. You know, like, there are films that should win Best Picture, there's actors that should win, you know, the Best Actor, Best Actress, and so on. But unfortunately, you know, it's who pays the most at the end of the day. And, you know, some films and some albums just don't have the backing behind it to put it in front of these decision makers, and then they just go ahead with who they like. And yeah, Taylor Swift has done a very, very good job of putting herself in a place where, you know, she's going to be in a position to win a lot of things. And the Super Bowl is this weekend. You're going to see Taylor plastered all over the streams and the shows. Like, it's going to be Grammy award winning singer Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. And you're just going to see a spike in the advertising when they do that. I love Taylor Swift. Hey, we've got is it a Swiftie? Is that the name of her fan base, the Swifties? We've got a Swiftie in the chat. Shout out to you. Oh dear. Oh man. But yeah. Yeah, Moana 2, guys, and I'll be keeping you posted when more news becomes available. This is just a quick one, but there is a new Jurassic World apparently supposed to be coming out next year. David Leitch is not directing it. He was supposed to be, but it's literally just come out today that he's not going to be doing it after talks fall through. I'm quite surprised that there's a new Jurassic World, because whilst I am a massive Jurassic Park fan, like, I've grown up with the Jurassic Park films, that last Jurassic World movie, it wasn't it. Like, I needed to see more people getting yam up from the dinosaurs, and there just wasn't enough of that. But let me see how much money that Jurassic World film made, actually. One sec. Let me see how much money. Was it Dominion, wasn't it? Dominion box office. All right. Oh. Okay. Wait, let me check something. Before I share this news with you guys, I'm just checking something now. Wait. Wow. That is... All right, guys. So Jurassic World Dominion made over $1 billion worldwide Domestically in the States, it made just shy of 380 million, but the international market, it went over 620 million. Bloody hell. I didn't expect this film to make that much money. And the budget for the Jurassic World movie is a reported 265 million. So, of course, they're going to... What am I talking about, guys? Of course they're going to do... they're going to keep milking... They're going to keep milking this franchise. You're going to start seeing dinosaurs in space like Fast and Furious. So the rule of thumb in Hollywood is rumored that the film has to make 3 times its... So if the film cost 100 million, it has to make 300 million for it to break even. So yeah, this film cleared the 3 times and some. I mean, there'll definitely be some people on there that had producer credits and got a nice paycheck at the end of that. But yeah, a new Jurassic World film is on the way. Universal are back with it, which is good news. July, the 2nd of July 2025. That is, in movie terms, that is right around the corner. Okay, so Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are not expected to return, nor will the original trilogies. Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and Sam. That's a shame. That's quite upsetting. Because, all right, I can have Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard not return, but you can't put Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and Sam Neill in the most recent one and then say we're doing a 5th movie and these guys aren't in it. Like, come on, guys, man. They are the Jurassic World goats, man. Like, they are the ones that made the film what it is today. That's upsetting. Steven Spielberg will be executively producing the movie through his Amblin Entertainment, of course. That's upsetting. Are you guys Jurassic Park fans? Or are you now like just... Are you sick of it now? Is it like enough's enough? Can't get enough of Jurassic Park. But remember, it's now Jurassic World. So are you saying you like all of the Jurassic Park and World movies, or are you just saying you just like the first 3 films? I still haven't seen the last one. Man, you're slacking. Come on, man. Like, if you're a movie person, you got to watch a Jurassic Park film, though. Exactly, just dinosaurs eating people. That's what I want to see, and there wasn't enough of that in the previous movie, so I hope that changes in this film. And actually thinking about it more, if this is a clean slate, then that might allow the new creative team and director to take this into a different space within the Jurassic period, because I think they are going to move on to a different period in the dinosaur timeline. So I'll be keeping my eye on that. All right, anyone who's a Sonic fan, we are getting a Knuckles Sonic the Hedgehog TV spin-off. So I was just reading that. It just looked a bit weird on there. Spirit definitely shattered. So yeah, there's going to be a Knuckles spin-off TV show. If you don't know, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog, 2 Sonic the Hedgehog movies, actually. I've enjoyed both of them, and the second one I felt was really good. I think it was like mainly based off Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I'm not going to ruin anything because I don't do spoilers, but yeah, obviously Knuckles was introduced at the end of the first one. Idris Elba voices Knuckles in the film, and he is returning to voice Knuckles in this TV series. Again, I can't play trailers on this stream because YouTube will take it down. But it says here, Paramount Plus has released the official trailer for Knuckles, the Sonic the Hedgehog TV spin-off. Shadow. Shadow's gonna... Apparently, Keanu Reeves is supposed to be playing Shadow. What? The Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer's already out? If they get Keanu Reeves to play Shadow, that's a GOAT move, in my opinion. I think that's a fantastic... Yeah, fantastic casting. Yeah, starring Idris Elba in the title role, Adam Pally reprises his role from the film franchise as Wade Whipple. The streamer also announced that all 6 episodes of the series will drop Friday, April 26th. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, do you prefer TV series to drop all at once, or do you prefer a weekly release? Let me know. What's my favorite film studio? That's a tough question. That is a very tough question. Because I can't answer that because there's too many good films under the different, you got Walt Disney. 20th Century was a separate one, but now they're part of Disney. But you got Warner Brothers, Paramount. I don't know. Sony, I forgot Sony Pictures, Lionsgate. Marvel Studios is a separate. I'm just looking at the top studios: Universal Pictures, Pixar. Yeah, I can't answer that, unfortunately. There's just too many bangers under each. I would say, though, in the last couple years, I think Paramount has had a very good few years with releases like Top Gun Maverick. I think they've done well. Warner Brothers, I think the pandemic didn't help them. They had to push a few titles, and that Matrix film, I didn't enjoy it. But films like Wonka that came out Christmas last year, I think they redeemed themselves with that. Who else is there? Universal, Oppenheimer off the top of my head, they signed up Christopher Nolan and he brought out Oppenheimer, and that's under Universal, and that's a banger. Marvel Studios, as much as the MCU right now isn't in the best of form, that Infinity Saga will go down in history. Then you got MGM Studios, James Bond franchise off the top of my head. I think RoboCop. I think they own RoboCop as well. Yeah, there's too many bangers under that, but that's a good question though. I'll definitely like to flesh that out a bit more. So, but just back to the Knuckles trailer. So they're saying that the live action series is going to take place between Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It follows Knuckles on a hilarious and action-packed journey of self-discovery as he trains with Wade as his protege and to teach him the ways of the Enchilada. What is it? Yeah, sorry. How do you pronounce that again? Is it Echidna warrior? I think so. In addition to Pally, the ensemble cast includes guest stars Eknida. Oh, okay. Eknida. Okay. Sorry, I missed your chats, actually. Let me see what you guys are saying. Depends on what type of show it is. Oh, this is if you're binge watch or if you sorry about that. I had to pause. My screen just went a bit weird. Yeah. So yeah, depends on what type of show it is. I'm a bit of a binge watcher. Did I play Sonic Adventure 2? Yeah, I've got that. You know what? I've actually got that game on my iPhone. Not on there at the moment, but I was playing it a couple months back, but I had to delete it. Binge. I watched all seasons of Game of Thrones over a week. Wow. You watched all of the game. Damn. Never watched a single episode when it was on live TV. Binge. You guys are binge watchers. I'm the opposite. I prefer to not binge watch. I prefer weekly release. I think that's the best way to enjoy a TV series. Now, to Narizzle Pie's point, it does depend on what type of show it is, because there are shows that you can just binge watch in a day and forget about it. But, you know, Breaking Bad, I am not going to binge watch a show like Breaking Bad. I want to take my time with it, sit down with my cup of tea and experience what Breaking Bad has to give to me, and not just waltz through it in a week and then move on to the next one. But yeah, that is true. We're in an era where there is so much content you want to finish and get on to the next one. That is true. We are in a content era in which every week Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, the content is endless. BBC, ITV, everywhere you go, there's content. But you know what's funny? Like, when you actually want to sit down and watch something, you can't find nothing. It's like you're just there, just flicking through your TV, saying, what do I watch? But yeah, you are right. We're in an era of lots of content. What's good, SK? Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. I'm looking forward to your podcasts that are coming out over the next week. Got Gets. I'm looking forward to that one. His Mobo freestyle was amazing. If you guys haven't watched it, do you think streaming has destroyed the quality of films being made now? I don't think. That's a good question. I think it has. I don't think it's destroyed the quality of films, but I think because the production companies now don't get the back end of the VHS or the DVD on the back end, they need the Marvels and the Star Wars and those type of films to keep the cinemas going, and then in between that they just put your Oppenheimers and Everything Everywhere All at Once and those type of movies. But I don't think it's destroyed the quality of films, because there are some quality films on streaming platforms and in the movies at the same time. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, we are in the fast food generation. It's similar to music streaming now. I'm a big Drake fan, but the quality of his music, because he's in that fast food, it's not what it once was. Bad films made regardless, but before it wouldn't get to our faces. Nah, you used to have those B and C movies that went straight to DVD. you had them, and I just think platforms like Netflix, they just make it easier to watch those type of films. When do you think we're going to get Marvel and DC collab? The only way that happens is if this next if this new DC universe, if that flops, then Disney will definitely be in the running to buy it. And that's possibly when we'll see a Marvel DC collab. It would be cool, but I don't know where it would fit in the story. And you got to make it believable for the fans, As much as, you want to see Batman fight against Iron Man. It has to make sense. Never liked a B movie. Capital. In the petrol station. Or the black market DVD. So I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like I just said, yeah, it used to go straight to DVD or straight to VHS. But yeah, they were always out there. DC is pants right now. Yeah, that Aquaman 2 film. Yeah, let's not. I hope no one from Warner is on my stream, so let me not talk too much about that title. But I think DC are in good hands with James Gunn. But yeah, there is definitely a lot of redeeming to do to get someone like myself back onto the DC wave, because when they first announced like the whole DC EU universe, I was excited, man. Like, you had Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. You were gonna get a Green Lantern, and then they just tried to like fast track everything to catch up to Marvel, and they never really like allowed their movies to breathe. Like, I feel like Batman and Superman was too soon. I feel the Justice League film was too soon. And yeah, as a result of that, the quality of the movies weren't great. I think visually, Zack Snyder did a fantastic job. Like, they are like picture perfect comic book films that if you were to screenshot each frame of the film, you could blow them up on your wall. But to me, they weren't fantastic movies all the way through. I think characters like Superman as well, he's quite a boring character. Like, he's an overpowered superhero, and apart from Kryptonite, he's gonna whoop you every single time. So yeah, I hope with this new DC universe, they go a different direction. I know the new Superman, he's a lot younger, so we're probably going to get more of an origin compared to the Superman that we got. I might just drop there. Compared to the Superman that we got with Zack Snyder. What are you saying, Rakib? Thanks for joining. DC need to make a Nightwing movie. Ooh, a Nightwing movie. That could work. That could definitely work. But I want to see Batman Beyond. I want to see a Batman Beyond movie. Like, when I think it came out like 2 years ago that they were doing a Batman Beyond movie, and then obviously now they had to can the whole thing. But I was excited for that Batman Beyond, man. Batman Beyond, one of my favorite animated series when I was younger. What is the next epic film franchise that will rival Star Wars? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think June will be the next big one. I think I enjoyed the first one. I didn't love it as much as many other people did. But I think with this second June film, yeah, I think they're gonna be up there with Star Wars. And the June books go on forever, so there's so much content for them to pull from. So that could potentially rival Star Wars, but Star Wars is a massive title, man, and it spreads not just TV, it's video games, comics, books. Then you've got the animated series. That Star Wars fan base is different. But June could get up there. It just needs more titles, and I reckon they'll break out June to being like a TV show and stuff. I think if this second June film is majorly successful, then I definitely think we're just going to get loads of June content going forward. More Batman. They got Robert Pattinson, Ben Affleck. So this is the confusing thing with the new DC universe. Robert Pattinson is Batman, but he's not Batman as far as we know, he's not going to be Batman in the main Superman universe, which is the same thing that they had with the previous one, where you had different characters not in the same universe, which is kind of weird to me. Ben Affleck's my favorite Batman. I know a lot of people are going to be, oh my gosh, Christian Bale was the best one. Nah. Ben Affleck's the best Batman. Gone now. But whoever will do James Gunn Batman will be different. Yeah. Apparently they want the guy who plays Reacher. I don't know if you've seen the Amazon Prime series. They want him to play Batman. What's his name? Alan Ritchson. This is the guy they want. This is the guy who they want to play Batman. What's the next? Jensen Ackles from The Boys. Yeah, he could do a good Batman. That's a good choice, actually. What's this? What's the next franchise to rival Harry Potter? Boy, I don't think many things could rival Harry Potter. I think Harry Potter is in a world of its own, and I don't see any fantasy book turn into a film anytime soon. DC messy. Yeah, it was messy. It was messy. Hopefully they can clean it up, though. Can the new Blade film be as big as Black Panther? Yo, Marvel, let me just... You need to get... I'm enlarging the screen because I need to talk to you. If you mess up this Blade film, I think that's you guys done. That's one film you can't mess up. Blade. That first Blade, the first two Blade films, to me, are iconic. Like, Wesley Snipes absolutely knocked that role out the park. And Mahershala Ali is playing Blade in the new MCU film. There's reports of it being rewritten because people weren't happy with the story and stuff like that. But they can't get that Blade film wrong. And it has to be for a mature audience, for 15 or 18. We need to see zombies' heads getting chopped off. We need to see the sword. There needs to be swearing. There needs to be blood and guts. Like, this can't be no fairy tale Disney film. It needs to be Blade. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Harry Potter fan base is psycho. I wish they stuck with Ben. I as well. I feel they should have stuck with Ben Affleck. He was great as Batman, and he was great as Bruce. I was hoping that they were going to keep Ben Affleck in the James Gunn universe, but yeah, they didn't. Not gonna lie, Blade to me is very sensitive. I'm telling you, Blade is levels. Blade is levels, man. I don't want to see anyone else as. You know what though? Mahershala Ali, he's up there though. Like, he can do it. He's a solid actor. I hope they have Wesley in the film as like a cameo or something. I hope they just don't. They need to pay homage to him, because without that Blade film, we don't get the MCU. So he needs his props in that movie. Wesley Snipes for life. Yeah, man. Wesley's a legend, man. People don't put respect on Wesley. They don't. You know what's jokes? Usher's doing the Super Bowl this weekend, and they've been releasing a load of trailers, and Wesley Snipes is in one of the trailers, so go and check it out, man. He's pretty jokes in that. New Jack City bad boy film. We're expecting from the new Beverly Hills Cop. Look, Eddie Murphy to me will always be a GOAT, but his last couple films haven't been it for me. Like that Candy Cane Lane movie. Yeah, my reviews on my YouTube channel if you want to watch that. But yeah, that film. And then what's the film before that? That was Coming to America. Again, another film that, yeah. Beverly Hills Cop, again, will always be one of my, childhood teenager films that I adored. even the third one, I know the third one isn't a quote unquote amazing film, but that Wonderland, the theme song, all three films are levels for me. This new one, I don't know. The trailer did gas me. But I don't know, man. What do I think of Rebel Moon? I went to the premiere and it was alright, but definitely doesn't deserve that. Do you know what? I was away for Rebel Moon and I've not had the time to watch it. I know the part 2's coming out soon, so I need to watch it, and I should be getting a screener for that. But yeah, it's. Do you know what it was? It's because a lot of the people, because that film was supposed to be a Star Wars film, and you know, like we were saying earlier, the fan bases, a lot of people just saying it's Star Wars light, like it didn't do anything new or refreshing. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Had to cough. And yeah, people just like, if you're gonna rip off Star Wars, do it properly. This is what I heard. And I agree. I think doing the Snyder Cut stuff, we're past that now. I feel like if you're going to put a film out, put out the film that is going to be the final product. Don't do like no half-hearted and then try and get us back with a director's cut. Like, I think we're way past that. Like, I like stuff with it's like the new Godzilla film -1. They released it in color, and then now they've done it in black and white. That adds an artistic touch to it. So I like stuff like that. But you know, putting out a film, gassing it up for weeks and months and interviews and junkets and all this stuff, and then saying after that, oh, by the way, that weren't the real version. Allow it. People need to put, yeah, Sterling K. Brown. If you haven't watched it, American Fiction, incredible film. He is a fantastic performer. He's actually Oscar nominated as well, alongside like Robert Downey Jr. and those guys. He's fantastic. That film is brilliant. Eddie is the best, but you can tell he's just no. You know what? Like I said, Eddie Murphy, he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He's where the likes of Kevin Hart and Cat Williams and all of these guys. Without Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, these men aren't here. So, you know, he's going to be forever a legend. And yeah, you know, he's a lot older now. He's able to get his money, but just don't put like legacy titles on it, man. Like, just do a new film. Like Candy Cane Lane, even though I dislike the film, it doesn't stick with me. But the Coming to America, I was like, come on, man. Like you did Come Into America, the sequel, and you released that. So if he's gonna be, you know, earning peas and just there for the money, don't do it on your legacy titles, man. I actually need to get to the end of the stream soon because I got some. Oh, but by the way, guys, I'm going to be playing this tonight with the missus. Just copped it. If any of you are Tekken fans, add me. I'll whoop you. But yeah, so I need to wrap this stream up. So Pryor. How many of you, yeah, guys, how many of you have seen Richard Pryor movies? See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Harlem Nights. Superman, was it Superman 3? Yo, the missus, you know, she likes Tekken, you know. She likes Tekken. Just reading your comments. Did I get the June multimedia? Yes, I will be going to that. I will be there. All right, let me get on to the final bits of the show tonight, guys. But I appreciate the engagement. Next, we're going to be talking about the Michael Jackson biopic. And I don't know if you guys ever watched the Flex Alexandra Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror film, but I'll just play you a little snippet. This was the Michael Jackson biopic years ago, like in the night, I think in like the early 2000s. They had a dark-skinned guy and they painted him white. Yeah, let me just take that off now, but this is crazy. It's called Man in the Mirror. So showing September 11th. But yeah, look, guys, they had a dark-skinned guy and they painted him white to give him vertigo in the film because Michael Jackson had that. And this is one of the worst films ever made. I'm not going to play it too much, but I just thought I'd share this with you guys. But yeah, there is a Michael Jackson biopic, and the cast for this movie is a stacked cast, man. You've got Coleman Domingo, Taraji is playing... No, sorry, not Taraji. Who was it that was playing it again? Nia Long, sorry. She's playing Catherine Jackson. Coleman Domingo's playing Joe Jackson. Jafar Jackson is playing Michael Jackson, but I think he's playing him at an age where, I think in his 20s. And then you've got Giuliano Crew as young Michael Jackson. Don't know if you can see the pictures here. Let me move to one side. But yeah, some pictures leaked online. And I must say it's quite impressive. But yeah, we are getting a Michael Jackson biopic, which is releasing next year, April 2025. Now, I don't know how long the film's going to be. And I was speaking about this to a couple of people earlier this week. But a Michael Jackson biopic needs to be a trilogy, because his life and what he did, you can't fit that, you can't cram that into a 2-hour movie. It needs to be a trilogy. But this is what Nia Long looks like. Coleman Domingo on the left. The best biopic was Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? Elvis, do you know what? The first half of Elvis was a bit too wacky for me, but I did like how it finished. So Nia Long, Coleman Domingo, bad boy actor. He's actually rumored to be replacing Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. But he's playing Joe Jackson. And this is the Giuliano Valdi, who is playing a young, or the Jackson, it looks like, yeah, Jackson 5 version of Michael. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with this film, because like I said already, you can't cram his whole life story into a 2-hour film. And apparently the film is supposed to follow his 4-decade spanning career. So all the albums. Moonwalker's a bad boy film, guys, as well, I have to say. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think this film's going to be any good? Do you think it's needed? The Whitney biopic was I still need to watch that, actually. I still need to watch that. Yeah, Coleman is an absolutely fantastic actor. Brilliant actor. Yeah, they have to get... that's the thing. They have to get this biopic right. Like, it has to be right. They can't... The same way with the Bob Marley film, you can't mess Michael Jackson up. And by the way, the Bob Marley film is really good, in my opinion. Review is on my channel. Moonwalker is fun as... Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, Moonwalker as a kid was like... one of the greatest things ever, especially when he turns into the is it the metal robot thing, and obviously the Smooth Criminal music video is in the film, which is amazing. But yeah, of course, as an adult, like Moonwalker. Yes. Do you remember the? I think it was at the Sega Mega Drive. I think they released the Moonwalker game as well. I think it was that. But all I'm saying is they better not do this. I know they won't because we're in 2024, 2025, but this is just disrespectful. Like, this is nuts. Oh, man. And yeah, that is it for tonight's wrap up, actually. Wow. It's been an hour and a half. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. The time has flown by. MJ is a sensitive topic. It is a sensitive topic, especially with, people love him dearly. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to do the allegations. I wonder if they're going to put him buying half a Sony and the Beatles music. Like, if they're going to put that conversation in the film. Of course, Roger Rabbit, another cult classic. Of course, Roger Rabbit is up there. Again, I haven't watched that as an adult recently, but yeah, as a kid, man. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Big boy movie. I think that came out. You had like Roger Rabbit, Space Jam. It was around that era, wasn't it? All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the stream. Everything Lowery Show. They got to portray MJ respectfully. They have to. They have to portray him respectfully. I agree. They can't diss one of. I think Michael's the greatest artist of all time. Definitely the greatest artist of all time. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Get onto some Tekken. Munch some food. But I appreciate everyone joining the stream. This was a long time coming, so appreciate that. Any feedback on the show, let me know. Just message me. And listening to your live stream while DJing. And I'm in I appreciate you tuning in, SK, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, thank you guys for tuning in, man, and interacting, sparking conversation. I'm away next week, Friday, even though I did say the show is every Friday, but I've got a work event next week. But I will be back the following week. So yeah, hopefully there's some exciting news to drop there. And yeah, I'm gonna get some people on the show as well. We're gonna have some topics to discuss. If you want to jump on the show, just shout me, email me, DM me, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, or X as it's known now. And until my next video, have a good weekend, guys. Stay safe.